and welcome to the Canva tutorial. A couple weeks ago, I asked you to create a Canva account and the link was in the course calendar, but it should be now available on Slack and on Blackboard, as well as in my week 11 email as well. Okay, so Canva, if you see here, creating an account is very easy. Once you come here for the first time, it will ask you to create an account. Use the email address that you usually use, either your Gmail or your AUM one, whatever you prefer. And then once you sign in, this is the first screen you're gonna see. But for this first step of creating a multimodal proposal for your Unit 3 multimodal argument, you will just click on the link in my email and on Slack in discussion number 11, the proposal, and then you'll just follow that so you can create your proposal. So this is what you'll see then. Of course, I used here the college experience as a general title because our Unit 3 is all about college life and education. So I chose this kind of generic title, and at the same time, it's kind of relevant to what we were discussing, the article that you analyzed last week. Okay, first step is to change the name here. So this is now under my name, Lillian Proposal. Of course, you're not going to create Lillian proposal. You're going to create Amy's proposal, Anne's proposal, Sam's proposal, and so on. So it's very easy. Once you click on that, you see, you can change the name. Just double click on my name and add yours. So Anne, for example. We don't have anybody called Anne in the course, but it's okay. Okay, or Antonio. Hi, Antonio. And just once you click enter, it's saved. Or Erin. Okay, whatever name you prefer. I'm gonna change that back to my name. Now, the first thing you need to do is, if you click here, you will see here add page. We're gonna add a page first. Why? Very easy. The first thing I'm asking you for in the proposal is to put the topic, the audience, and the purpose. So you will start here by entering a text, choosing text here, and then let's go for a bigger font or a bigger thing. So you see here, you'll drag this here to the top, or you can place it wherever you want, okay? And then once you add, you'll highlight this, and then you start typing. So for example, topic, okay? And then I'm just demoing things, okay? So you can do whatever. And then this is your topic, and it's like, I don't like that font. Or I'd like to make this bold. And then I'd like to make this italics. Of course, I'm just playing around. I'm just showing you the options here. I want to change the color. So, okay, I'm going to choose that color, or I'd love that color more. Or you know what? Maybe, nah, that's so pale, and so on. Okay, and then once you click outside, it's done. This is it. And then you'll enter maybe a smaller text or you can use the same font. I don't recommend using any of these because these will be like kind of headachy for you. So stay away from these and just let's play around with these three options here. The same. So here, this is highlighted already. You can start typing. So audience, college professors. Okay, and then I want to add another one, and I want to put it here next to this, for example. And then this is going to be purpose, argue or ask professors to use cheaper books. Okay, now you have the topic, you have the audience, you have the purpose. Okay, and then after that, you will have your position or your argument from the topic. What's your topic? What's your position? Okay. College books, or professors should use affordable textbooks that all students can purchase. And now I want to make this into a sentence here. You see, you drag this, and then, okay, I don't want it center. I want it flushed left. So here, you see, this is the alignment. If you click here, it's going to make it or to the left. Of course, you can again go back and bold, italic, change the font size, change the font altogether. So I'll go to the nicer one, and then, oh, I don't want this color. I'll just play around. I'm just playing around with fonts, and okay, just to show you the options. You do whatever you want. And then, you know what, I want this to be a little bit to the right. Or I can drag this here to be, okay, whatever. Now, after that, you will go back to that one here. So let's change this title now to textbooks, for example. Okay, now, as you can see here, you have 4 large circles, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then under each one, you have 3 smaller circles. Like here you have 1, and then you have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. This means that these are sub-ideas under this big idea. If you remember what we talked about the last couple weeks, you are expected to have a minimum of 3 claims. These are the breakdown of your main argument. So number 1 will be claim 1, number 2 will be claim 2, claim 3, and if you have a 4th claim, put it here. If you have only 3 claims, feel free to remove that. And it's very easy. Once you click on this and click on delete from your keyboard, it will disappear. The same for the number. Delete, that's it, okay? I'm gonna keep them here just to, for those of you who would like to have 4 claims. I don't recommend more than that because this will make your multimodal argument later kind of busy and maybe not as strong or as cohesive, okay? So let's stick to 3 to 4 claims. Now, I wanna put here my first claim. This is number 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a subheading. You see here, you'll drag this and then you'll put the first, let's assume that the first one is financial aid, for example. This is kind of big font and I want it a little bit smaller. So because this is 52, it looks very big. So once you have these circles at the edges, at the corners, it means that it's active, and then you see, yay, you keep doing that. And since this is a big claim, maybe you want to make it bold, you want to give it another color, okay? And then once you have that 4-arrowed cross, you can drag it here. So, yay, that's your first claim. Under each claim, you will have pieces of evidence or support. Maybe you will have statistics. Maybe you've read something in one of the sources that you found. So this is going to be the first type of evidence is going to be 1.1. Second type of evidence, 1.2. Third type of evidence, 1.3, and so on and so forth. Okay? So for the evidence pieces, let's use a smaller text. So for example, number of students. Okay, I'm just, I'm making this up as I'm working on this. And then again, I want to make this a bit smaller. And then I'll drag it here. Again, you can play with the font. I want it a bit smaller. And then, okay, maybe I'm going to make this in italics, bold, or rather than bold, I'm going to change the font, whatever. You play with it the way you want, and so on. You will add one here and one here and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is, you're gonna repeat the same thing for all 3 or 4 claims you have and the pieces of evidence you have for each. Okay, and then after you finish, the next thing in your proposal is to post your thesis statement. So you will come back to the second page that you created, and then you will add thesis statement, and then you will put your thesis statement, which should be more or less your position, but maybe with some hint or some reference to the claims that you've listed earlier. Okay, of course, make sure that you check the assignment sheet and the proposal discussion prompt and everything, so you make sure you don't miss anything. Okay, now I'd like for this page to be first, because as a reader, I need to know what your topic is, who your audience, your purpose is, before looking at the description of your, or the breakdown of your argument. Okay, so you can close this now since we're not adding anything. So now you have 2 pages, right? As you can see here, you have 1 and 2. Now I want this to be first, so I'll just drag it first. You see? So now I'll read those details first, and then I can look here and look at your proposal details if you want it. And then once you finish dragging, you can click here again. You can make this look bigger or smaller on the screen as you want. Now, you finished everything here, and now it's time for you to share it with me or to share it on Slack. You have multiple options here. Number 1, you can click on share. This will allow you to share it as a link. Okay, so share a link to edit or to view. Do you want me to just view this or to edit? Of course, when you share your work with anyone, you just want them to view. You don't want anybody to mess around with your design, your ideas, anything. So click share a link to view, and then here it will tell you copy link. Once you click on that, copy it. All you have to do is go to Slack, start a new post under the proposal channel, and just paste. Control V or Command V if you are using a Mac, and that's it. Okay, another way is to download. So you'll download, you can download it as a picture, PNG, JPG, or as a PDF file. And I always recommend the PDF print because it gives a better quality. Okay, and then do you want the 2 pages? Yes. Okay, and then download, and then you will be allowed, forget about this. This is just to ask you to buy stuff, but you don't have to buy anything. Lillian proposal, you choose where you can download it on your computer, and then after that, all you have to do is just upload that file to Canva as an attachment to your post. Okay, so it's very easy, very intuitive. Play around with the fonts, with the colors, with the design. You can change the colors. For example, I don't like these colors. These are dull colors. I'd like to have more fun colors. So, for example, if you want to change the background from that, I don't know, that it's not even beige. It's some kind of like weird color. You see, once this color appears here, click on that, and then you can change it. Okay, now oh yes, that's a warmer color. Or no, I'd like to have it like this. Or maybe a green color. Or maybe I'll just choose a different color. Like I want a green, but not that green. Maybe this green, or this green, or this green, or this green. You see, you can play around with that. No, I don't want greens. Maybe I want a purple. And then again, you go here and then you'll see all the shades, the different shades you would like. I don't want this all together. I want a red one. You see, you click here on that rainbow bar, and then it will take you to all the shades, and then you can play around with whatever. You can change the colors of anything in the same way. So for example, I want to change this big circle here. Okay, now that I chose this red, maybe I'll choose this, or I'll choose this, or this, or let's see, I want maybe a yellowish thing, green yellowish, or yellow, or pale, or you see, you have so many options here. Choose the things that work together, that appeal to you, and at the same time are comfortable for the viewer to see. Okay, same for anything here. Once you click on a space, the color will appear here. All you have to do is click on that and play around with the color you want. You can choose this. These are default colors, okay? Or you can go here and play around with the shades of that particular color. So for example, we have green, and then click here, you will have all the different shades of orange and so on. Okay, now playing around with Canva for the proposal is your first step to play with Canva for the actual multimodal project in Unit 3. If you go back to the home page of Canva, you'll see here you have a poster. Click, and then you'll have a blank page here. All you have to do is wait for this to load, and then you will see like endless, a lot of options here. Depending on the idea you have in mind, depending on your topic, depending on your audience, depending on the choice of media, like what kind of images you're gonna use, what kind of fonts you're gonna use. You see here, for example, classroom rules. Once you click on one here, to choose, it is gonna come here and be ready for you to play around with it. The same way, now I want this to be in a smaller font, then I'll just, as we did exactly with the proposal, you'll click here and then you'll start. It's kind of slow, so don't worry. Okay, now you can make this bigger here so you can play around with it much easier, because the changes I'm making here are kind of, let's cut this into half, for example, sorry. Now, this is a 138 size font, and I definitely don't want this. So I want, you see, now because it's getting smaller, you can see the difference. Here, I want to change this image. Okay, you will come here, elements. You can choose any element from here. You can choose graphics, like I want to use 2 people instead of 1. So I'm gonna come here, delete this one, and insert this one instead. I'm gonna make it smaller, and then drag it here. You see? Very interesting and much fun to play around with. And now, okay, I'm done with this. I'll go back. And then here, if you go back, you will go to the home page. You can choose, so as we said in the assignment sheet, you can do a poster, you can do an infographic, you can do a flyer, you can do a brochure, you can do something totally different, okay? But of course, talk to me first about what you prefer to do, or whether this is going to be a good idea. Here we have a collage, which is a collection of images. Okay, so we will have this here. You see, you can have something like this. Maybe not the bikinis one. That's not really nice one. Okay, so here's one. And then you can have for each of these, you can insert a picture you want, and maybe the next one to it will be the text. And then you swap. This is going to be the text, and this is going to be the picture, and so on. So you have all your argument laid out very nicely in pictures and the text next to each other. Be creative and play around, and like make sure that you browse the options you have here and the design options you have, because these can always inspire you with ideas that you would like to work with for your assignment. Okay, so this is a brief introduction to Canva and how you can use it for your for the proposal, which is going to be a multimodal proposal, and then this will help you start working on your actual multimodal argument project. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'll jump into Slack later today to go over your ideas for Unit 3, and then make sure you read the proposal prompt very carefully and to follow all the rules, and you have collected the sources you're going to use and everything to have a strong proposal. And as I said in the proposal prompt, the more well thought out, the more detailed proposal you have, the better argument and the better, the easier working on your multimodal project will be next week. Okay? See you later.